Windham. Welcome back to our podcast. This is the Windham Voyager, and my name is Natalie Gendrasco, and I'm the host and communications director for the Windham School District. This podcast invites the public in to hear directly from our leading experts in different areas in public education. I also wanted to mention that this podcast was created in collaboration with our digital media teacher. She will be in charge of recording and editing this podcast. Thank you so much for your help.
Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I have Mrs. Lichtmann with me. She's the Director of School Counseling for grades K through 12, and she's going to dive in with me the 24-25 program of studies and provide families with more information on what this is about and what they need to know. I also wanted to plug Mrs. Lichtmann. She is starting a monthly podcast series for mental health, and I want to give her a quick intro for that because that will be coming soon.
Well, thanks, Natalie. Thanks for having me. We're excited about Mrs. Carlton, who is our mental health counselor here at the high school. She and I are doing a monthly podcast on mental health. We have various themes that we're going to kind of tackle each month. Last month was goal setting and kind of the benefits and disadvantages of goal setting and what students and staff can do and community members can do to help themselves work through goals. And then next month is we are inviting a mental health counselor from our community to talk to us about healthy relationships. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And mental health is such an important topic, so I'm really excited to hear the different topics that you have to bring.
Great, thanks.
So thanks again for joining us. I'm glad you're back in the studio. It's been quite some time. So let's get started because I have honestly no idea what it is, but let's talk about it. What is the program of studies?
Awesome. I love this time of year. Program of studies is we print a copy of the program of studies for all incoming 9th graders. So all 8th graders have a copy of the program of studies. We have various changes, but they're small changes. You know, when we're adding a class or if we're deleting a class or we have a name change. But that's kind of the book that everyone keeps for 4 years. And that's how we kind of figure out what the student's pathway will look like.
Okay.
So what we do is we will go down, all the counselors will go down. We're actually going down on the 15th of February. We're going to talk to all the 8th graders, and we're going to let them know what the program of studies is, how to use the program of studies, and kind of help them select classes for their first year. We also sit with our students and we will plan out the next 4 years because, believe it or not, it goes by really fast.
Yes, it does.
So the program of studies basically has, NCAA rules, which are the clearinghouse for athletics. It has the different diploma tracks that we have. It has a copy of all the classes that we offer, what classes, what grades can take those classes, if it's a half-year course, if it's a full-year course, if the course is, used for an English class, or if the course is used for an ICT credit. That book will help them guide them the next 4 years.
Okay. So now you're going down to the 8th graders on February 15th, you said?
15th, correct.
Are they picking their classes for next year already?
No.
Or just kind of an overview?
Yep, overview. And then we give them kind of a sample worksheet to use.
Got it.
And then the portal actually opens on the 4th, which is the Monday we come back from February vacation. It's open.
So it's quick.
Yes, it's very quick. So we're open for 2 weeks, and then we close, and then that's when I start building the master schedule.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I also know that, and I think it's the same day, you're having a program of studies night for parents.
Correct.
Can you tell us what they're going to be able to learn there?
Yeah, they essentially get the same presentation as the students do.
Okay.
We do encourage the students to come with their parents as well that night because then they're hearing it again.
Right.
It's so much information.
Yep.
So we talk with the parents. We tell them, a brief overview of what the 9th grade year will look like, and then we give them kind of a larger look at what the next 4 years will look like. I know some people say, can you tell us about, AP classes, which are advanced placement classes? Can you tell us about dual enrollment, which are, early college classes? And then I have some folks that say, can you not tell us about that freshman year? It kind of stresses us out.
Yeah.
So it really is a delicate balance on how much information we give. And I want it to be available for everyone, for those people that like to plan out the next 4 years.
Right.
But I don't like to overwhelm others with them just taking, one grade at a time.
Yeah.
Ninth grade, very prescribed schedule. 10th grade, a little more flexibility. Junior year, a lot more flexibility. And then senior year, they have access to every class,
Right.
which is really nice.
So is the parent night really geared to incoming ninth grade parents or any parent in the high school?
Incoming ninth grade.
In grade,
Yeah,
okay.
because we do open house
That's right.
in the fall.
Yeah.
And open house really addresses all the other grades.
Okay.
So it really is for the 8th grade coming in. What we do that for, transition purposes. And then we have a new student orientation, which is just for the 9th graders. And we have that in the fall. It's usually the first Tuesday. I think this year, it's going to be the Thursday before school starts.
Okay.
We'll give them more information on that. And then we have a step-up day, which is usually
That's right.
the last Wednesday of the school year. And then the students come up. They will have their schedules prior to leaving this summer.
So for their step-up day, incoming freshmen will know exactly what classes they have
Correct.
for the coming year.
Correct.
That's really nice,
Yeah.
especially for those students that are maybe a little nervous. I mean, the high school is much bigger than our middle school if you're coming from Windham Middle, but I can imagine it's scary, you know?
I always say to the kids, we want to have you settled. We don't want you to have to worry.
Right.
And anyone who is worried about coming, we make arrangements for them to come up and visit over the summer, and they can walk the classrooms. We will have, during new student orientation, we'll have them walk through their schedules. This year, we usually do a scavenger hunt. We give them pizza and salad, and then they get their computers as well.
That's
that
great.
night.
I feel like you guys are like welcoming them in. I remember when I went to high school, I actually was one of those nervous students, and I did take my guidance counselor up on just navigating the hallways because in your head it feels so big.
It really does.
And once you get used to it, you kind of know the lay of the land, but it does take a little bit to get used to it.
It does take a lot of time. So you know what? We welcome them. Come in, walk it a couple times. I mean, school is pretty much open a lot of the time.
Right.
So
And I mean, too, from middle school to high school, it's just 2 grades, right?
Correct.
Where this is 4 plus kids that are coming from private or other areas are moving in. So it is a huge adjustment.
yeah, it really is. And I always say, you know what? You're not alone being new because the whole freshman
That's
class
right.
is new.
Yep.
And then typically each year we welcome at least 30 kids. So on that night, when they come in, the 9th grade comes in, we also invite our new students. And they're just as nervous because they're coming from, different states all over the country.
Right. So now if parents can't attend the parent night in February, just a reminder, it's February 15th at what time?
6:30.
And it's at here
Here at
correct?
the high school in the auditorium.
Okay, great. So if they can't attend for work or whatever other reasons, where can they gain more information?
Yeah, great question. We're actually going to. We had a parent on our parent council say, it would be really nice if you included like an agenda or some more information when you sent out the invite or the reminder for the parent night. So we're going to send the PowerPoint along with our messenger so they will see everything on the
that's
parent
great.
point. And if they have any questions, they can contact me.
Right.
Or the new students, the 8th grade, they will find out who their new school counselor is that day as well.
Okay.
So they can reach out to the new counselor or they can reach out to me and I can fill them in on anything that they
Great.
missed.
That's great. And I know we've recorded in the past. Are we planning on recording this year?
Great question. I think we can.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I will arrange that. The other thing is Mrs. Stewart, who is one of our 8th grade school counselors, used to work here at the high school.
Okay.
So she's very familiar with the schedule and she's very familiar with the program of studies. So if any 8th grader had any questions, they could reach out to
She's
Mrs.
a great
Stewart
resource.
as well. Yep.
Awesome. So I know you had previously mentioned that every year it kind of changes a little bit. So do you want to highlight any of the changes for this coming year?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We have a new advanced honors baking class, which will be available to 10th through 12th graders. But our 9th graders certainly can log in or register for Cooking 101, which is very exciting.
That sounds
Yes,
fun.
they really love that class. In our math department for 12th graders, we have an AP pre-calculus class. In our science class, our science department, we have Intro to Biotechnology. And in our social studies classes, we have an AP African American Studies class. And then this one is available to 9th grade. It's the History Through Film. So,
that sounds really interesting.
I think a lot of kids are going to be excited about that, and it gives them a half credit towards their social studies requirements.
That's great.
Yeah. And then the one additional class that we also have is Graphic Design 3. Obviously, you would have to have Graphic Design 1 and 2, and then 3 would be the third one,
Right.
Which is exciting. But if somebody is interested in graphic design, there's
You
three
know
different
now
levels.
that there's a pathway for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So.
So thank you so much, Mrs. Lichtmann, for joining us today. As a reminder, parents, if you are available and you have a student coming into the high school as a 9th grader, we will be hosting a program of studies information night on February 15th.
From 6:30 to about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.